Good afternoon. It is for me an immense pleasure and a great honor to be participating in such a grand event, which is UNESCO's World Arts Day. And I would like to express my appreciation, firstly, for inviting me today, but also at the very outset to say I'm highly impressed with the organization, with the infrastructure, but also I had a glimpse actually of the exhibition before coming here, because one of the medias had a live being broadcasted on Facebook, where they were doing an interview, and I had actually the opportunity before coming here to see exactly what was happening, and also to see all the artworks of the students of Polytechnic Mauritius, and I should say that it was impressive in terms of the quality of artworks being presented, but also impressive in terms of how Polytechnic Mauritius has involved through the activity of this day, but also through the students involved art and connected it directly with the World Art Day of UNESCO, which is a day that has to be celebrated. We have not in the past. This is, as far as I'm aware, the first time we're celebrating the World Art Day, the UNESCO World Art Day in Mauritius, and I think it's only legitimate that this day is celebrated as it is being celebrated today. Because very often when we talk about art, when we talk about artists, it is limited in the sense that our interpretation goes just as far as art being a form of entertainment or a passe-temps. But today, if we go around, if we fish around, if we dig deeper, art has a more significant role being played in the society today. The very recent example is COVID. We've gone through 2 lockdowns. We were restricted to our houses, to our homes, not being able to go out, and our only vector of external connect was our TV, our phone, et les réseaux sociaux. And what were we watching? Netflix, TV, movies, songs, YouTube, small kids painting and showcasing it just after le JT de 19h30 every single night. That was art. The way we talk, la façon de nous comporter, this carpet, the drawings we do in science, as Honorable Lila Devi-Dukan mentioned while we were in the lift, everything is about art. Today, it is important that we give a more prominent, or rather, it does already have a prominent place in the society, but we need to acknowledge the prominence of art, not only in society, but also in the economic drive of a country. We are launching very soon, actually, an exercise at the level of the ministry to assess the contribution of art and artists. And par ricochet, all those who are connected with the sector, the creative sector, their contribution to the Mauritian GDP. We are launching this exercise because it has occurred to us when we work with all our partners, when we work with the actors in the sector, that they actually do have a very significant contribution to the economy. We're launching that, and that will allow us to truly have a different way of viewing the sector, but also giving a certain importance that mérite ce secteur par rapport à what it brings to the country, not just culturally, not just socially, but economically, which is very important. Et c'est pour cela that the government today, que ce soit le Premier ministre or the ministry, we are working to provide the necessary encadrement, comme on dit, to artists, because it's very important. I congratulate Honorable Vice Prime Minister, I congratulate Polytechnic Mauritius for organizing and for celebrating World Art Day. Because it is a day to be celebrated, and by celebrating this day, you're acknowledging art, you're acknowledging artists, but you're contributing in this élan de faire valoir la raison d'être de ce secteur and to reinforce our commitment to work and to grow further the sector which is the creative industry aujourd'hui. I will end up by saying that there is une demande de la communauté des artistes for the creative industry, which is to professionalize the status of artists. We have a serious lacuna in our legislation, not just legislation, but in the definition of who is an artist. Is it someone by a stroke of a brush that produces a piece of art? Is he an artist? Or is it someone that wakes up tomorrow and finds an inspiration and write a couple of lines, adds some melody to it, produces something? Is he an artist? There is this necessity for us to legislate and provide a proper status to who is an artist as opposed to who is an amateur, si on peut l'appeler. And this is une demande qui date d'assez longtemps. There is a whole bunch of consultation and lots of work had to be done, groundwork had to be done before we are able to produce this piece of legislation, which hopefully will be introduced in Parliament soon. But there is a last consultation that we have to do with the artist community, which will be conducted very, very soon. And that will allow us de boucler cette boucle et de pouvoir introduire au Parlement ce texte de loi that will be revolutionary for the sector, because it will, as I said, provide a proper status, an encadrement to artists, and actually to be able to provide more than just a status. We're talking about all the rights and privilege which is accorded to a worker that would be extended to an artist. So this is something that is coming in no time. We have, just as I said, a consultation which is due, and once we complete that consultation, we will come with the piece of legislation in Parliament. So thank you so much again for the invitation. I'm very delighted and honored to be associated with today's function, which is directly related with arts. And again, from the level of my ministry, I will be very happy to associate myself directly with any other activity or initiative related to this sector. And if there is anything that the ministry may come in the form of a support, any form of support to be able to help these students that are investing themselves in either painting or any other discipline, will be very happy. So again, thank you so much for your attention and good afternoon.